Hi. Thank you for attending today's reading. Let's begin. I walk into tree branch hit face ouch. End of story. Next story. I gotta poop okay. Some background. I shit a lot, like 3 to 4 times a day, and when I have to poop usually there is no holding it. January 2020. Seoul Air Base, South Korea. It was a cold January morning and the sun had just started to rise as I finish my bacon burrito and smoke my Newport 100. I feel bowel movement form. I walk to the bathroom as I sip on my ice-cold Red Bull and sit on the ice-cold toilet only to release a large fart. I sit there for another 10 minutes waiting for the movement, but nothing. I wipe, pull up my pants, wash my hands and make my way to the helicopter. I climbed to chopper headed to another base. There were 8 of us on this journey. The pilots, Pound, and more. The crew chiefs Eddie and Hootie, and finally the PAXS John, Bulrook, Doris and myself. The helicopter takes off. The vibrations start to loosen up the dookie. 5 minutes into the flight I officially have to poop, and I was using all my willpower to hold it. We are at 7,000 feet above sea level. It's at most -6 Celsius and I'm sweating bullets from holding the poop in. I can feel myself close to shitting my pants. I think to myself, this cannot be happening. I am not about to drop a deuce in my drawers at 7,000 feet in an aircraft full of people. Oh God. I inform the people around me that I am minutes away from shitting my pants. Doris reaches into his backpack and pulls out a beanie, telling me to shit in that. It is defiantly a step up from my underwear. Squatting. Pants now around my ankles. And holding the soft fleece beanie under my ass. I try to shit and all of a sudden I can't shit. Is this stage fright? Finally, I can shit. A euphoric relief overcomes my body. I feel 10 lighter. The beanie is 55% and it smells god-awful. The smell fills the entire cabin and the cockpit. Everyone is scrambling for whatever fresh air they can get. Without even think, I open the floor cargo hook access door and drop the beanie full of my shit. Everyone was filled with relief as the smell dissipates swiftly. All at once, we are overcome pure fear. There is a large shit hurling towards a densely populated area south of Seoul. All I can imagine is some poor souls were hit with my shit, all because I couldn't hold it. End of story. Next story. How my grandmother dodges death like it's nothing in World War II. My great-grandma just escaped from an abusive father at a young age, and was roaming the jungles of the Philippines. In the night, while she was sleeping, she was captured by a battalion of Japanese soldiers. For a month, every day was hell. She was forced to clean and cook for them. Sometimes, she got hit by the butts of their rifles, and was once raped by them. After having enough, she devised a plan. In the morning, the day started with her picking ingredients for supper. Sinigang, with a side dish of poison. She waited, and waited, and waited in her prison. Finally, night came and then served the soup. Her captors grew unusually and quickly tired, and slept on the ground. Then, my badass grandmother slit their throats. She packed up, with golden treasures, and ran north. There were mountains that Filipino guerrillas often used for sniping Japanese. Hence, they avoided that area. As soon as she came to the foot of the mountain, 2 Filipinos came to her aid. For 4 months, she spent her time working with the Filipinos. Not as a maid, but as a messenger. There were 3 camps. Their camp, the American camp, and the camp closest to the highway to Manila. Every few days, she delivered messages, ammo, tea, coffee and sugar with a small group of fellow Filipinos to other camps. Then, they would return with intel about the whereabouts of the Japanese. One day, they were about to cross the bridge, when a small parade of Japs marched through the bridge. Their group hid in the bottom, only to find two obviously traumatized Americans, with their rifles held to their chests. They assured they were locals, and described the situation above. One of them gave her 2 grenades, telling her to throw it in their supply. He was not going to do it. Grandma came out of the bridge, and threw the grenades in their horse-driven carriage. It went boom, like a big boom. Unfortunately, it did not kill all the Japanese, but were shot by the snipers in the mountain. Later, the traumatized Americans returned to their camp. Safe. The commander asked what happened, and they told him the story. My grandma was given an award, a medal which she still keeps to this day. Now, she's 86 and is still as badass as she had always been. End of story. Next story. Found out wife participates in gangbangs while I'm away for work, so brace on. Long story it's gonna be. I am 34, male. So I met this girl when we both were 18 and joined college. We quickly became friends and soon our friendship turned into romantic relationship. She moved in with me and I basically looked after all her expenses since then. 4 years later, I got a job in an oil company in the Middle East, seeing how our lives gonna be for the next couple of years. We decided to get married and we did. Big mistake. I worked there for 10 long years and used to come back home once in a year. Meanwhile, she gave birth to 3 kids. As long as I was there, she never gave me any reasons to believe that she was cheating on me. She called me regularly, always replied back to my messages and whatnot. It all started when I was back home after I was done in there. That is a couple of months ago. One of my good buddies called me one day and asked to meet me. We met at the nearby park and that's when he broke this one to me. No, he actually showed me a couple of pictures. It was hers, of her being naked with different men in different sexual positions, doing things that she told that she was into. I could feel my heart breaking down into pieces. However, I held my calm and went back home. I didn't tell her anything. I took my car and went for a drive, and that's when I really contemplated this. I don't know why, but I decided to go for paternity tests. I just felt it. I did, and the results came. No, I wasn't the father of any of the 3 kids. This was enough for me and I confronted her. She went hysterical and never answered any questions. She packed her things, took the kids, 8, 5 and 2, and moved in with her mother. I was back at my normal being. Not really. The next day, and I called up this same buddy and asked him to come over. He did, and he started sharing the story. So a while ago, one guy who is his good friend and gym buddy approached him and asking whether he wants to be in a gangbang. To which he said no, as he was in a relationship with someone. That evening, after their gym session, they went to the nearby steakhouse, and there, this guy showed my friend the photo of the girl who is doing gangbang. Yes, it was my wife. Turned out that this guy was sleeping with her since she was in college. While we were dating, he knew that she got married to some poor soul, and she kept seeing him along with other men as well, mostly his friends. The thing is that she proudly boasted that she was married and used to show the ring to every guy she sleeps with, and how she used to host multiple men at her house. My house. So basically, she was cheating on me from day one, and me being away for those 10 years was a boon for her. Anyways, I have officially told her parents and mine. I hired an advocate, copied those pics to my pen drive, and have officially filed for a divorce. End of story. That is all for today. If you want to support my automated channel, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. See you tomorrow.